Every day, over 15,000 high school students in New Zealand face the reality of putting their education on hold in order to feed their families. Students work 20 to 50, yes, 50 hours of paid work a week on top of study. The New Zealand Poverty Action Group released a report this week examining the extent of the issue, and it's calling for urgent support for students who they say are being robbed of their schooling due to the financial pressure. RNZ's Checkpoint reporter Louise Tenuth spoke to students at South Auckland's Otahuhu College on working extraordinarily long and often antisocial hours.
It's nearly 2 p.m. at Auckland's Otahuhu College. For most students, the end of the day is near. But for Year 13 student River, it's just getting started. At 4 p.m, she'll start her shift at the local KFC and she won't finish until 10 o'clock tonight. On weekends, she stays till closing time, 1 a.m. That's about 40 hours a week on top of her schoolwork.
I'm always so tired, I'm exhausted when I come to school, but yeah, I want to come to school to graduate, yeah.
And she's not alone. It's reported that over 15,000 students are working between 20 and 50 hours per week on top of study. Year 13 student Grace works 20 hours a week at McDonald's in Auckland Airport. When asked why they need to put in such big hours, the answer is the same for her and River.
In our family we do struggle sometimes, so that motivation has helped me to push through work and school at the same time.
My dad works 12-hour shifts 7 days a week. I'm just another helping hand, just because I look after my younger sister who's a year 12 at the school, driving her places she needs to be, and still because dad's always busy at work and has other things to do.
2 years ago, Fuifatu failed NCEA Level 1 after taking on multiple jobs, often missing days of school to work or to recover from physically demanding jobs. He recalls studying through the night after working all day.
So there'll be days where I won't sleep. I'll just be going to my laptop and check the extra notes, and I'll be studying, then take 2 hours sleep and then repeat every time.
Fuifatu says he needed to do this to ensure there was food in the family home. Since moving in with his sister, things have become a little easier.
We were only able to afford just our rent, and we only had a little bit of money to buy groceries. So that's when I come in, so that way I can cover groceries. But ever since I moved with my sister, I was able to find out new alternatives. And thanks to school providing free lunches, I was able to just provide for my family.
Over at Aorere College in nearby Papatoetoe, Principal Leanne Webb says students are also working night shifts.
We were talking to one boy the other day who turned up to school at 10 o'clock, and his shift had been 10 till 6. So he had gone home, tried to snatch a few hours sleep, and then had come to school.
She acknowledges it's not possible for students to work long hours and still function at school, but some just don't have a choice.
In the end, families have to pay for the rent, they have to be able to buy food, they've got to pay for their bills. They're at school and they're trying to do this because they know that they need to get good qualifications, but they're caught in a hardship bind, yeah.
Aorere College Year 13 students James and Aaron work 3 days a week at a logistics company. These shifts begin at 4 o'clock in the morning and are supposed to finish at 8 a.m, but are often longer. The long days are difficult.
Sometimes hard to focus, but I just try. It was getting rough at home, so I needed to help my family. Sometimes it feels probably rough. Just gonna wake up to the same day, or really just try to make my family's life easier.
Principal Leanne Webb says the government needs to step up if it's to prevent students failing to attain high school qualifications. She would like to see the student allowance currently offered to eligible tertiary students extended to high school students. Child Poverty Action Group is trying to draw attention to this issue, which has not been the subject of extensive research or government interventions. Its report points out that children over 16 are treated in household income stats as adult earners, which affects their household's eligibility for working for families' tax credits. Convener for the group, Alan Johnson, says children are deemed to be living above the poverty line only due to their own labour.
If you've got 2 or 3 of your children actually contributing income into your house, simply because you have to, well, it makes your income look a whole lot higher.
The group is calling for the number of hours students can work to be capped at 20 a week and to increase the minimum wage to the living wage. He says education is simply not a leveller anymore. Back at Otahuhu College, Fui Fatu says he's grateful to be back in the classroom and not at work.
I really want to go into uni, and because I want to break that cycle